Oh May I please ask that you make sure that your cell phones are on silence, please? Thomas Lynch said these words, "We get no choice. If we love, we grieve. We loved, we grieve." Goeiemiddag, dankie dat julle saam met ons die lewe van Denise kom eer en onthou. Die meerderheid van die diens gaan in Engels waargeneem word, om al die Engelse vriende en familie, veral die wat oorsee is, te akkommodeer. So, jammer, ons is nie ongeskik nie, maar ons probeer almal accommodate. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us in this celebration of life service for your beloved Denise. My name is Marissa, and it's my absolute honor to facilitate this last service in honor and celebration of Denise's life. Looking at her life through the eyes of the girls and Mike, in preparing for the service, it made me realize what a great loss her passing was to your world. Not was, is. And I offer you my sincere condolences. My memory of Denise is of a strong-willed power woman with a big heart. I didn't know her very closely, but I had a lot of respect for her. She and my mom served on committees together, and I knew of Denise, but I was never that close to know her intimately, but I always had respect for her. May this day help you all to live in the sunshine of her life and not only in the shadow of her death. There are recordings because there's almost more folks overseas and elsewhere tuning in, so we also greet all those who are in tune today and thank you for making the time. My intent for today is to create a safe space for you all, so you can remember and celebrate her life, and in doing so, you can also offer each other comfort and support during this time of loss and grief. I'm going to ask all of you to turn your love notch volume up and send it to this little group. They're very brave, but they are vulnerable and they need our support and love. So let us just send them lots of love. Please join me in contemplation. I'm going to invite each of you to bring up your most favorite picture of Denise in your mind, your most favorite memory. Whilst we open the service in prayer and a little contemplation, which afterwards we will listen to one of her most favorite songs, Ave Maria, sung by her most favorite Nana Mouskouri. So let us just take a moment of silence. Relax. Close your eyes and just allow yourself to remember those images that stand out that you have of Denise. And as we hold that space, let us go into prayer. O beloved God, Holy, Holy Spirit, we give thanks that we are here today to honor and remember and celebrate the life of a beautiful soul, Denise. We are so grateful for the years that we had her in our reality. We give thanks for the blessings she's had. We give thanks for the love that she was surrounded in. And we are so grateful for being in her love, her compassion, her care, and her support. Beloved God, we ask your blessing upon today. May your grace enfold the family, here and absent, but in tune with us. Beloved God, grief is natural, we know, but give us the courage to feel and to heal. Beloved God, we give thanks for the love that is here today, that we are grieving because we loved. To our beloved Denise, we say, wow, what a beautiful life. Thank you for who you were. Thank you for the love, Denise. Our blessings and our love go with you. We celebrate and we honor the many gifts and lessons and memories you have left us. Huge footprints in our hearts. May your journey forward be blessed and surrounded with loved ones and peace and fulfillment. God bless us today, bless this service, bless this family, and may we find closure, may we find healing. We speak these words from the Lord God of our being. Amen. We will now listen to Ave Maria. This is grief. Messy, inconvenient, messes up your makeup. It's okay. Today is the day you have permission. On the 29th of December 1936, the humble and beautiful spirit of Denise entered this earth plane to learn, to serve, to experience, to love, and to fulfill. For the blessed period of 85 years, 11 months, and a couple of days. To return to her permanent home peacefully on the 16th of November 2022, where we know she was lovingly awaited and welcomed by God's love, loved ones and friends gone before. Her beloved family today feels her loss. Denise was such an example to all, a powerful matriarch, yet she would not have done it without the love of her family. So please allow me to acknowledge her closest. Beloved husband, Michael. Juanita, daughter from UK, thank you for being here. To our beloved Catherine, who's not here, in England but tuned in, we hope that you can feel our love because we do feel you here today. Beloved daughter Trudy, also here from Ireland, thank you for being here. Tuned in as family from the UK is Richard and Michael, grandchildren Tamarisk, Candice, Sean, Samuel, Benjamin and Jason, great-grandchildren Morgan, Robin, Scarlett, Seth and Thomas, beloved sister Yulida. And in spirit here today with Denise, we acknowledge her parents, Marnie and Hunty, stepmom Nellie, siblings Trudy and Johan, and many others. We also acknowledge Mike's sister, Carol and Sachs, also tuned in, and Herman and Auguste. Thank you for supporting the family. Beloved friends and family, thank you for your presence here today. I believe that if Denise could read you something today, it would be this. Miss me, but let me go. When I come to the end of the road and the sun has set for me, I want no rights in a gloom-filled room. Why cry for a soul set free? Miss me a little, but not for long, and not with your head bowed low. Remember the love once we shared. Miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey we must all take, and each of us must go alone. It's all part of a master plan, a step on the road to home. When you are lonely and sick at heart, go to the friends we knew. Laugh at all the things we used to do. Miss me, but let me go. This celebration of her life allows us to reflect on her life and the relationship that we each had with her. We are here to pay tribute to her life that touched so many in so many different ways, to honor her and the lessons and the gifts she taught us and touched us with, to give thanks to her and to acknowledge the roles that she played in our lives. Today allows us to acknowledge and to feel the loss and to grieve, so we can find peace and closure. And in doing so, we offer each other that comfort and support. The one thing I realized as I was preparing was Denise's absolute straightforwardness. She could not be fake or false, and she could not bear it either. So let us allow ourselves to be authentic today in her honor. It is okay to be real. It's okay to cry, to laugh, to have snot, to giggle. Be real. Let us be honest. Let us not pretend that this is less than it is. Death is a separation. It is death. It is sorrow. It is grief. It is emptiness. But let us neither pretend that it is more than it is. For death is not annihilation. It's not punishment. It's not the enemy. It's not that you failed or didn't do enough. It's part of a natural process. And as long as memory endures, Denise's influence will be felt in many moments. It's not the end to love. It's not the end to joy and laughter. For nothing would less honor one so vibrant than to make our lives drab forever. Actually, it is, as I said in the beginning, we grieve because we loved. And we are here to celebrate and remember that love. So let us be honest with death. For in that honesty, we will respect and understand Denise and ourselves more deeply. So please allow ourselves to be real with our feelings. The family has asked me to share the following reading as one of Denise's special readings. Psalm 23, King James Version. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall always follow me. Denise had a very strong and private relationship with God. She was a very spiritual person and always tried to live her life by example. And she had a deep trust in her shepherd, and we know that this reading is hers. There is a story I'd like to share with you. The story is by Ram Dass. There are two waves drifting along the ocean, one a bit bigger than the other. The bigger wave suddenly becomes very sad, quiet, and upset. The smaller wave asks him what is wrong. You don't want to know, the big wave said. What is it the smaller wave wants to know? No, really, it's too terrible. If you know what I know, you will never ever be happy again. But the small wave persists. Finally, the big wave explains. You can't see it. But not far from here, all the waves are crashing onto the shore. We are going to disappear. The small wave says, I can make you happy with 6 words, but you have to listen very carefully to them. A bit stubborn and proud, the big wave doesn't want to believe it. What does this little small wave know that he doesn't? But he's desperate. So after a while of doubting and mocking the small wave, the big wave finally gives in and asks the small wave to tell him. And so the small wave says, you're not a wave, you are water. Do you understand that reading, that story? We are not our bodies or the roles that we played. It is clear in that message for us to remember our essence and to always express it. We are more than the bodies, we are more than our thoughts, our attitudes and beliefs, than our emotions. We are spirit, we are essence. Death makes us put down this body and the personality, the emotions. Yet the spirit lives on forever. Our essence is the water. The roles, the character, the body is the wave that we played out. And of course, we love the wave as well. But it is actually the essence that we loved. And that cannot die. That is alive inside your hearts with the love and the memories forever. What stood out about Denise was her amazing essence, her unique greatness. No one else could be her, ever. It was her essence that shone and drove all her love, her kindness, her humor, her adventures, and her passion. It was not only her body, it was her spirit that we loved and cared for. And as I said, that can never die. And I know for you who were there at her passing, the moment that that essence leaves, you know it. You know it. Actually, death is the one thing that we are sure of. We just don't know when and how. Death is a natural part of life. It is a gift for us, the living. For it is during death and grief that we stop and we do some introspection ourselves. And we ask ourselves some important questions. Who am I? What is my essence? What do I need to change? What is it that I still need to do, say, or change? Death is the birth of a soul. Those of us who've witnessed a birth will know the miracle that it is. And we will also know how much preparation, planning, buying, celebrating goes on before that baby arrives. What makes us think that death is different? If birth is a miracle, then death is too. It's the birth of a soul. What makes us think that the same celebration, the same love, planning, and excitement is not there too, just because we cannot see it? As a hospice person, I've witnessed many deaths, and I've witnessed what I'm sharing with you as a truth, not a philosophy. We never die alone. The pain that we are all feeling now is the loss. It is grief, and it can be overwhelming. Yet the love and the memories are deep within our heart and soul and can never die. Right now, the pain is overtaking the love, and it will take a time for us to let go of some of the pain so we can really feel that love. But there will come a time when we can let go of the pain and always hold on to that love. Sorry. We are grateful to know that Denise is safe. She's healing and observing this day. And no doubt she's in awe and amazed and humbled that you have chosen to be here and to honor in such a way. Thank you. I'm sure that all of you have noticed on the flyer that there is always a birth date, a little dash, and then the death date. That little dash represents a life. It's a small little dash, but it needs to speak a story. So allow me to share and to remember her dash. The one thing I always love about a service like this is that we get to hear and know the person even deeper, as each of us loved and remembered her for something else. For some, it's a role she played, a character trait, a behavior, a recipe, a story. And as each one shares, we are able to fill the gaps and love and respect that person as a whole. And beyond all the things, the behaviors, the roles, we get to remember that what stands out is her beautiful, unique spirit. I know that you have lost a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a sister, and a friend, yet I believe you have all gained a very powerful guardian angel. Denise was born in Boksburg, eldest sibling to Trudy, who passed away last year. Then came Johan, who also passed away last year. And then youngest now, Yulida. She grew up and attended school in Rustenburg. She had a very deep love for her family. Her sisters and brother were often inseparable. She protected, guided, and mentored them throughout life. She was a successful entrepreneur and businesswoman, which back in her day was not an easy role to have. It was often frowned upon by men and corporates, but she had a passion, and she stood up for that passion. Her passion included many things, but her passion for beauty, skincare, fashion, and she loved to empower women and make them extra beautiful. She always led by example, always looked like a lady from top to bottom, no matter what was happening. She was also a very keen cook and baker. And I've heard these recipes, and I'm so sad that I was never in that kitchen. Reading all those tributes, I really am jealous. Denise embraced life as a school. She never gave up. Some tests were tough. Some she conquered, some challenged her, and even changed her for a while, and it made her stronger and tough. Denise had learned how to fight and stand up for herself and claimed respect by setting boundaries. Just like all of us, Denise had her share of loss, disappointment, betrayal, pain, challenges, and blessings. She had a warm and caring heart, especially when it came to animals, nature, children, the poor, and the elders. To survive, she had to sometimes build a wall around her heart to protect her vulnerability. And sometimes we bumped into that wall around her heart. But we respected her, and we allowed her, and in time, the wall melted, and one was overwhelmed and humbled by her love and compassion. She had an adventurous spirit and loved a challenge and a dare. And it was that daring spirit of hers that led her to meeting Michael in Europe. You can read his tribute, a beautiful story. They went pub crawling, and she was dared to go and sit with him and keep him company. And the pub's name was Dirty Dicks. Imagine that. The rest is history. Cupid was there, and it was love. Mike, she loved you so deeply. Tough times made your roots grow together underground and bring you closer together. And at the end, you were actually one big tree, not two. Thank you for your dedication, your care, your love, your patience, your understanding. It meant a lot to her. I know how she could fight with you. I would often, Tannie Denise, dis nog genoeg. But I know that underneath that, she could be real with you because she knew you would always love her. Denise was so special that she chose to let her girls grow in her heart rather than in her tummy. Her beautiful girls were adopted by Denise and Michael, and her love for you was so genuine, so powerful, and so strong. Her love for you was powerful. You were responsible for the twinkle in her eyes. She was so proud of you and who you have become. She was at her happiest when she could be around you all. to have her children, her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren, to meet them and to go and visit you all was a wonderful, wonderful experience for her. Denise has touched many people's lives with kindness, generosity, love, creativity, and the memories will live on and continue to be shared. As I said, she had a very strong but private relationship with God and her own spirit. She was involved in church, served for many years, always doing her share. Took every opportunity she could to express that peace of God that was within her through her actions. She had a tremendous love for her pets. Dogs Nisi and Nivi and beloved cat Gemmer. They brought her such joy and surely will be missed. She also loved nature, especially trees and flowers. And I'm sure these beautiful flowers is putting a smile on her face. She had a deep respect for life and nature. She hated to waste. And so she actually became a bit of a hoarder because she would not waste. So she would rather save to protect. Please allow me to share the space with Juanita and Trudy. I'm going to invite them to come up and share their personal tributes and also their thank yous. Please send them lots of love. Which song do you want now? Okay, I've got it a little bit later, but we can do that. Her grandchildren's wish was to dedicate this following song to her. It's a song called Lieve Oma by Nadine. It's a song dedicated to Denise by her grandchildren called Dear Granny. So let's listen.
Dankie liewe ouma vir die sonskyn in die lag. Dankie liewe ouma, u is altyd vir my daar. Dankie liewe ouma, elke dag die hele jaar. Dankie ouma, liewe ouma, vir die sorg en vir die liefde, vir die omgee elke dag. Dankie ouma, liewe ouma, vir geduld en soveel liefde elke dag. Dankie liewe ouma, u verstaan my tog so goed. Dankie liewe ouma, deur die swaar kry hou u moed. Dankie liewe ouma, ek sal jou vir goed onthou. Dankie liewe ouma, so geduldig, so getrou. Dankie ouma, liewe ouma, vir die sorg en vir die liefde, vir die omgee elke dag. Dankie ouma, liewe ouma, vir geduld en soveel liefde elke dag. Liefste ouma, dankie dat jy altyd verstaan. Dankie dat ouma alles met soveel sorg en liefde doen. As jy ver is, dan verlang ek. Maar die tye wat ons saam deel, sal ek altyd goed onthou. Dankie liewe ouma, vir die liefde elke dag. Dankie liewe ouma, vir die sonskyn in die lag. Dankie liewe ouma, u is altyd vir my daar. Dankie liewe ouma, elke
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out, and for everybody that's listening to us on live stream. We appreciate everything. So I'm going to start our tributes from myself, my sister, my aunt, and then Juanita will do the grandchildren and so on and so forth. I'm sorry if I talk a bit fast. I will slow down, I promise. Our first tribute is from my dad, Michael. In 1973, I went on a tour to Europe and the UK called April in Paris. Although we were 3 busloads who first landed in London. We were 3 busloads who first landed in London. On our second night, we were invited to attend a pub crawl. However, there were only enough of us to fill half full 1 bus. On the first leg, 2 elderly ladies invited Denise to go and sit to that chap over there that looks a little bit lonely. She said, I wouldn't do that. And they replied, we dare you. Of course, Denise said, I'm always up for a dare. And she came and asked whether she could sit next to me, and of course I said, with pleasure. I bought her a beer at the first pub called Dirty Dick's, and the rest is history. We married on the 12th of January 1974, and I immediately became father to a gorgeous little 8-year-old called Juanita. We were blessed with Catherine in 1976, and me, Trudy, in 1979. We had many ups and downs and good times as well as difficult times, but we remained married for 48 years and 308 days, showing that our love was meant to last. And Dad, you're very particular, eh? You had it down to the T. From her sister Yulida. My liewe dierbare sussie Niesie, baie dankie dat jy so lank in my lewe was. Ek mis jou so baie. Dankie vir alles wat jy my geleer het en die voorbeeld hoe jy altyd vir almal gehelp het. Jy was altyd netjies en was 'n vrou wat geweet het wat jy wil hê. Ek dank God dat ek die voorreg gehad het om so lank by julle te kon bly. Jou liefde vir Hantie, Ellen, Karen, Lisa Marie, Mathieu en Christo was wonderlik en baie dankie daarvoor. Die tyd wat ek saam met jou oor see getoer het, sal ek ook nooit vergeet nie. Ekskuus. Die diere en ek soek jou en mis jou baie. Jy was 'n goeie ma en ouma vir al jou kinders en kleinkinders en ook vir Michael. Die Here se seën, rus en vrede van Tannie Barbie en Elentjie. Auntie. Dear Auntie Denise, Tannie Niece, I remember you as a confident, ambitious, and positive woman who loved animals, cared for the poor, who was proud of all her children and also played a part in my life, treating me as a daughter and caring for your baby sister, my mum. You made sure that we cared for our skin by using quality skin products. I've always been amazed by your choice of stylish outfits and bold color choices, with matching accessories from jewelry to stockings, handbags, and shoes. So extravagant. Nobody could prepare chicken a la king like you did. That was my favorite. And you would share all food, desserts, and sweets equally, so no one would feel left out. You were a successful entrepreneur, from selling kiwi fruit to perfume to skincare. You have even been a skilled seamstress, florist, and artist, all using your God-given talents. You always had places to go and people to meet. Farewell on your last journey. Your voice is still, but your memories will stay alive. You will be missed, leaving behind a legacy. Rest in peace, Tannie Niece. Our sincere condolences to Uncle Michael, Juanita, Catherine, Trudy, and their families, as well as my mum Yulida, who lost her sister. May the Lord Jesus be your strength and comfort and give you peace. Love and hugs from Hantie France, Nadine and Nicola, and our extended family in New Zealand. Until we meet again. No, not yet. You're a bit too quick. And finally, but not least, from myself, Catherine, and Juanita. Our Mux was one of those people who touched people's lives around her in a memorable way. We don't think we fully realized this until the messages and memories started flooding in after her sad passing, from people that we have known all our lives, as well as many strangers. She was someone who would do her utmost to try and stay positive, no matter what the world would throw at her, and she would go out of her way to help anyone that needed it, and taught us to be kind. She was strict on us girls, but fiercely loved and protected her family and friends, and cherished them and all the moments she got to spend with them. She has been lucky to have a wonderful husband who loved and cared for her with patience right up to the end. Children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren, who got to meet and know her. Mum will be in our thoughts every day, and we will miss her, but feel like we are being selfish for being sad that she has been called back home, and should instead be at peace knowing that she can go and spread her wings and be free, because we know she will always keep a light shining for us to find our way. All our love forever, Mummy. Juanita, Catherine, and Trudy.
Okay. Sorry, Trudy forgot to read her own kids' message. Hold on a minute.
I thought you could read all the grandchildren's, all the other grandchildren.
All right, this is from Samuel and Benjamin. Omar, we are so blessed to have known you for the short few years. You always asked after us, told us to do well in school and be good boys. You gave us love, hugs and kisses when we visited together. We will love you and miss you, Samuel and Benjamin. And then my children, who I know are watching, have all said something amazing about my mum, who was like a second mum to them for a long time. From Tammy, who's my oldest daughter. Omar, we can close our eyes and pray that you will come back, or we can open our eyes and see what you have left us. An amazing mother, super aunties, and a very patient granddad. And how you taught us to be strong, patient, independent, loving and caring, and to always respect our elders. We can remember you and only that you're gone, or we can cherish our memories and let them live on. Like letting me whiz you around in your wheelchair as if you were in Formula One, and never forgetting how I always got away with not having to wear that bright red lipstick you always insisted all of us wear. That's the children and the grandchildren. We can cry and close our minds, be empty and turn our backs, or we can do what you would want, open our eyes, smile, love and go on. So this is not goodbye, as we will meet again. God's garden must be beautiful, as he only takes the best. It broke our hearts to lose you, but you didn't go alone, for part of us went with you the day God called you home. Until we meet again, go in peace, you have earned your sleep. Your love in our hearts will eternally keep. Your Tammy and Darryl. My middle child, Candace. My dearest Omar, my heart is sad, and words can't explain how much I will miss you and how much I love you. Thank you for the wonderful memories that I will always treasure and love sharing with others. Like when you would arm us up with baskets and firmly instruct us to collect all the apricots on the ground. And we were not to pick any, as they were not ready. And of course we all tried to sneak a few, as they were delicious. Then to have long hours of fun in the kitchen with you making delicious jam for all your friends and neighbours to enjoy, and of course ourselves. To this day it's my favourite jam, but I've not yet found one to match yours. God saw you were getting tired and a cure was not to be. So he put his arms around you and whispered, "Come to me." A golden heart stopped beating hard and working hands at rest. God broke our hearts to show us he only takes the best. Know this, Omar. Every day I think of you, and every day I close my eyes, I see you. As I know you are with the angels now, watching over us just as before. Love you, Candace. My baby, Sean. Omar, I miss you and wish we could have had more time together. I'll never forget you and everything that you have done for us. You were always there when we needed you, whether it was for comfort, support, or discipline. I'm sure we all know that when it came to food, you were my number one hero. I still think of you every time I eat beetroot, and your banana bread still remains on top, and I have yet to make one that compares. Just as a by note, Sean would always tell my mom, "Oma, hierdie piesangs lyk asof hulle reg is vir piesangbrood." Dan sê my ma, "Ja, Sean, ek dink so." En dan sê Sean, "Oma, ek kan jou help om piesangbrood te maak." You will always have a special place in my heart. Love you, Oma. From Sean. And then just to finish, I would just like to thank everyone for your support, your messages, phone calls, and attendance today, as well as those who could not be with us but are watching via live stream. Thank you, Marissa, for a wonderful eulogy and supporting our family during this difficult time. Also, many thanks to AFBOB for their kind and sympathetic handling of all the arrangements, the Bowling Club for the venue and refreshments, and to Limelight Photography for assisting us at such very short notice. 'n Spesiale dankie aan Tannie Barbie, Meisie, en ook Tannie Trudy toe sy nog hier was, vir die geduldige liefde en sorg wat julle aan ons mamma gegee het. We'd also like to thank Trudy's Mikkel, who's actually Michael, but I call him Mikkel, for his amazing comfort and solace and help, enabling Trudy to come over so quickly to be here for this ceremony and to be with me and my dad and the family. And to my husband, Richard, thank you for letting me come and look after my mum and help my dad, even though you are going through an extremely difficult time yourself. And to my most amazing children, thank you for taking care of Papa whilst I'm away. But most importantly, we want to thank our hero, our dad. Daddy, we know how difficult things were for you sometimes, but you never complained. You never asked for help, and you steadfastly did everything for Mum over the last 17 years when she was disabled. We have watched you suffer your own illnesses and injuries, but still you put Mum first every time. Our love and admiration for you knows no bounds, and we want you to know how very much we appreciate everything you have done for us and your enduring patience and love for our mum. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, girls. That was really beautiful. Well done. I do believe that if there was one thing Denise would like to say, it would be a big, humble thank you. This big. To all of you, Mike, Juanita, Catherine, Trudy, Yulida, for being in her life, for being at her side, for making her feel that she's wanted and that she belongs, for giving her purpose. Always remember life is precious. Appreciate it. Always say, I love you. And from one of her favorite books, The Prophet, if you would indeed behold the spirit of death, open your heart wide unto the body of life. For life and death are one, even as the river and the sea are one, till we meet again. Before the closing song, I wish to thank you once again for your attendance, and I invite you on behalf of the family to join them for refreshments in the hall next door, whilst continuing to share memories and her dash and supporting each other. We're going to close the service with a beautiful song by Josh Groban, and then I'm going to ask you to allow the family and pallbearers to leave first, and then we will follow to the hearse. At the hearse, there will be some petals for you to put onto the coffin if you so wish. And then we will do a short prayer, and we will all stand in respect until the hearse has left. Thank you very much. The song is To Where You Are by Josh Groban.
Who can say for certain? Maybe you're still here.
Wrong, so it's 28th of December, so sorry. I'm going to ask the family and close and pallbearers to move forward and to follow. Thank you so much, everyone, for your love and support.
I come to the garden He speaks and the sound of his voice is so sweet. The birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Just put it on.
And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still
Can we just say a few moments of silence?
and the voice I hear
Oh, beloved God, we come from this earth and we return this beautiful body back to earth. We give thanks to her body for the life that it shared. It was a wonderful garment that she wore. Although it failed her at times, her spirit made it work. Beloved Denise, beautiful spirit, be free. You've earned this beautiful release. This is your graduation. God bless you. Beloved God, we ask your blessing upon the family, upon Denise's spirit and soul, and we give thanks for the knowledge of life and love and the opportunity to show it. Until we meet again, God bless. Amen.
with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever He speaks and the sound of his voice is so sweet. The birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. C'est payé, balayé, oublié. Je me fous du passé. Avec mes souvenirs, j'ai allumé le feu. Mes chagrins, mes plaisirs, je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours avec leur trémolo, balayer pour toujours. Je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Car ma vie, car mes joies, aujourd'hui,
time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction. Oh, beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty. Oh, weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace.